Ah, well, Marvel's What If Episode 7. Why don't you go ahead first, Mar? What did you think of this?
Um, like, okay, so this one followed, well, it was what if Thor and Loki were never like brothers? You know, they like Loki went back to his family and Thor was an only child. This is basically what this episode is about. And Thor is kind of party Thor. He goes to different planets and he holds rave parties and drinks, dances, causes mayhem. And now he eventually comes to Earth, and people of Earth or Shield is in fear because on a certain planet he had such a big party that planet blew up. Now they're afraid it might happen to Earth. They send Captain Marvel to go and stop Thor from partying. Jane's also in this episode. Yeah, it was. I don't know why they made this one. It's just basically Thor having parties, and we're just watching them have parties. Now, I did laugh at a few jokes and stuff like that here and there, but I just like I was watching the episode. I thought it was an okay episode. I was laughing at some things I didn't laugh at. I didn't like Jane whatsoever in this episode. She just seemed clueless and a little bit stupid at times. And I was just thinking to myself, like, why are they making this episode of all the episodes you could do in What If? Yeah, maybe do something like what if Thor was an only child and he became evil or something like that. I don't know. Do something like that, but you don't necessarily have to do evil. It can be a comedy, but I just don't understand the party aspect to it. And then he has to clean up Earth before his mom gets to Earth to see what he's up to, and then he pretends he's studying, and it's just stupid. It was really a stupid episode, and I don't like Captain Marvel as a character. So every time she pops up in anything, I don't like
Yeah.
it. I don't like. I don't. Brie Larson, I like her as an actress, brilliant actress. Didn't like Captain Marvel. Didn't like when she showed up in Endgame. Did not like, spoilers, the post-credit scene to Shang-Chi. She appears in
Wow.
that, and I did not like this episode when she showed up again. I just don't like the character. Nothing against her. I just do not like the character and how she's presented. And she has this big fight sequence with Thor. It's okay, whatever. It goes on for quite a long time. I like the animation style is very good for this show, and when they do fight sequences, it's done pretty well. But I just didn't like Thor in this episode. And I didn't like Captain Marvel, and Thor has transitioned to this comedic character, comedic relief, which I think was done brilliantly in Ragnarok. I really like Ragnarok, but here I didn't like it. Maybe under Taika Waititi, he's way better doing this comedic style, which we'll see again in Thor 4. But here it was just I could have missed this episode. You don't have to watch this episode. And then the ending just makes no sense whatsoever. It's just completely out of. They can't end these
Yeah.
episodes. Like last week's episode with Killmonger. Okay, you set up this big arc for Killmonger. Like he's deceiving everybody. He's behind everybody's back. He's doing this master plan. Iron Man dies. He's taking down people one by one, and then it just you have Pepper Potts and you have what's that character's name
Sharon?
from Black Panther.
Oh, Shuri.
Um, uh, sure, the two of them are just in a room and they're like, "Did you know what Killmonger did? Yeah. Do you know what Killmonger did? Yeah." Episode ends. It's just like what's supposed to happen next? And then at the end of this episode, I don't even care about spoilers because this is just a what if episode and it's animation and it doesn't lead anywhere. Ultron shows up, I think, with the Infinity Stones or some character mixed together with
Vision, I
Ultron
think. Vision
and
with
uh,
Ultron.
Vision, Ultron. It kind of seemed like the helmet that Jonathan Major's character wears as well.
Kang?
I'm forgetting. I don't know why I'm forgetting. Yeah, it just seemed that looked like Kang to me, or that villain from the X-Men universe that I've never done before. One of those characters, and I'm like, where's this lead to? Just show me what happens next. We'll probably never get a part two of this. I don't know. I just didn't like this episode. It was I didn't hate it, but I just didn't like it either. And then you have Jeff Goldblum showing up
As a DJ.
as a DJ and just like one-liners here and there.
Oh.
And then Jane was like falling all over the place over
Yeah.
Thor. Like Thor, yeah, he's a good-looking guy and stuff like that, but she was just completely stupid.
Yeah.
And then Kat Dennings' character, who we got to see earlier this year in WandaVision, I thought she was pretty good in that show. She pops up here and it's just like throwing jokes. One, two, three, four. Oh, did you like this one? Like some of them stuck, some of them didn't stick whatsoever. Yeah, I don't know. I won't be rewatching this episode anytime soon. And
Yeah.
that's all I have to say, really.
Well, I hope you enjoy the next one because the more they are putting out, the closer we are to the finish. So that's good. And, and like
Yeah.
joking aside, I completely agree with you. And this was another. I actually wasn't gonna watch this episode, because I had given up after the last one, and I just thought that okay, maybe I would just finish the first season and then leave the show. But yeah, this episode didn't do any favors, and I just completely agree with everything you said. It was all stupid, and why would you just make this? Just imagine all those people animating this and working on the dialogue and all of this, and it means nothing. It's just lame. And first, I thought that what if would be a way for Marvel to go deeper and darker, because that's what kind of Elseworld stories are supposed to do, because you can't do it in the main timeline. That's why it's called Elseworlds. And when you do that, you're supposed to be going deeper and darker into stuff that you actually cannot let stuff happen to the characters in the main timeline, right? So, what's the point of bringing Thor in just to party and all that stuff and being a mama's boy? It just didn't make sense at all. And I think,
And you bring back Frank Grillo as well for the most
yeah,
stupidest lines ever. I think there was at one time they were going to use like a missile on Tor
yeah,
or like a bomb on Tor, but they had to get into the desert because that's the safest place to let off the bomb because it would just destroy cities. And it gets to a point where they don't have to use the bomb because Tor's mother shows up and is able to stop him or something like that. And Frank Grillo's character, like in the background, is just like disappointed because he didn't get to
yeah,
press the button to let off the bomb. And I'm like, Frank Grillo is like a badass actor, and he got to play Crossbones for like 10 minutes in Civil War, and you bring him back for
yeah.
this. Like, what if Crossbones didn't die when he fought Captain America in Civil War? Like, that's what I want to see. Like, what if like Frank Grillo, uh, his character of Brock went up against Captain America or come up with a plan to defeat Captain America. Like that would be a cool episode to see. Give him something cool, but yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, it's absolutely, you know, I keep saying this is the worst episode of, the entire season, and this is the worst episode for like so many episodes now, and I just don't want to even say this for this one because they are all so bad except the Doctor Strange one, and I thought the second one was good. Um,
I I I did like I did laugh to the scene. Now I'm terrible with the names, but the big kind of um the in Thor Ragnarok, that kind of villain, big
Surtur,
monster. Yeah. And then he was chatting up the Statue of Liberty.
yeah.
I thought I did laugh at that. I did laugh. I did chuckle at that. Thought that was pretty funny. But yeah, some of the other jokes. Grayson said he completely disagrees with us. He dug it. Grayson,
Wow, Grayson.
I don't want to come over to your house. I don't want to go over to your house to watch a comedy, Grayson, because no, no, I'm only messing. But it's cool. Some people did like
Yeah,
it. I see some people online who did have some fun with it. Like I think, some people who read comic books, like big comic book Marvel fans, said they loved it, and then there's other people who were kind of modern day MCU kind of fans. Some people didn't like it, but then some people loved it. Some people didn't like it. So that's just the thing about these. Some people just like everything that Marvel puts out. I'll
I'm
be
one of those
in
people who
disagreement.
who likes everything
Yeah,
that Marvel puts out.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But maybe I didn't like this because Captain Marvel was in it. Like everything got to do with Marvel. Captain Marvel is like
yeah.
bottom, including the X-Men movies and everything. I just don't like that movie, so maybe that's why.
But also Thor was just, anyways, it's just a pointless episode, so I just didn't like it overall anyway. And yeah, I
Yeah.
hope the next one is good. I probably won't be watching season two at all. I'm 100% not watching season two because this is just a huge disappointment for me. And